The world gives every survivor 3 days of safety and a single seed. Most people panic, plant the seed wherever they're standing, and spend the next 72 hours huddled in a 20 square meter box eating bread. One guy walks for 2 days, finds the only patch of blue tier fertile soil in the entire region, grows a treehouse 3 floors tall, and builds an invincible base. This is the story of a legendary treehouse when the world falls apart. Shin Arata wakes up on a cold stone slab in the middle of a jungle with bugs screaming in his ears so loud he can't think. He sits up, sore everywhere, wearing a pair of shorts and a t-shirt he has never seen before in his life. Last night, he crawled into bed in his own apartment. Now he's surrounded by trees, dirt, and the overwhelming realization that he has been kidnapped by something that doesn't even have the decency to introduce itself. Then a voice echoes inside his head. It welcomes him to the survival world, tells him his only objective is to survive, and hands him a walnut-sized seed. A treehouse seed. He has 3 days to plant it before something called the newbie protection period ends, and after that, every creature in this jungle will be free to eat him. The voice also mentions that all newcomers received this same gift, meaning there are thousands of other poor idiots scattered across this jungle in the exact same situation. Shin pinches himself. It hurts. He is not dreaming. While he is still sitting on the stone slab trying to process the fact that his life has become a video game with no tutorial, the system tries to activate something called Creator Authority. Full God mode, infinite resources, built-in cheat engine for the entire world. It fails. Then it tries again and again. 7 consecutive failures. Shin watches each notification pop up in his head and slowly accepts that the universe is trolling him. On the 7th failure, the system coughs up a consolation prize. Partial Creator Authority, Item Identification. He looks at the seed in his hand and the description changes. Planted in bad soil, it grows into a tiny treehouse. Planted in average soil, a normal one. Planted in fertile soil, a tall one. He looks at the ground beneath his feet. The soil glows faint white. Barren. Trash. He looks at the trees around him, and every single one lights up white. A poisonous mushroom nearby gets a description that basically tells him to eat it if he wants to die. He can see the name, the quality, and the function of everything around him just by looking at it. This changes everything. Shin pockets the seed and starts walking. He doesn't know where he's going, but staying at the spawn point surrounded by garbage tier resources is clearly not the move. As he walks, a green glow appears in the distance. He follows it and finds a freshwater stream. The water is drinkable. He shoves his entire face into the stream and drinks until his stomach is full. Along the stream, he finds green-grade red berries that are sweet and juicy, edible mushrooms, wild apples, and medicinal herbs that can heal wounds when crushed and applied. He wraps everything in his shirt and keeps moving. By nightfall on the first day, he finds a cave glowing green. His ability tells him it belongs to a black bear, but the bear has been temporarily removed from existence by the newbie protection period. He sleeps at the entrance, crushes the herb onto his scratched up legs, and by morning, the wounds are completely gone. The medicine in this world works faster than anything back home. On day 2, he follows the stream downstream. It widens into a creek, then opens into a lake. The area around the lake is a gold mine. Green-grade resources are everywhere. Apple trees, mushrooms, reeds, lotus roots, fish in the shallows. Then he sees it. A blue glow. He sprints towards it. Blue-grade fertile soil. One single patch, roughly 1 square meter. The rarest dirt in the entire jungle. His ability confirms it. Rich in organic matter. Extremely rare. The kind of soil most survivors will never even know exists. He plants his treehouse seed right there. 2 hours later, a banyan tree erupts from the ground. Its canopy spreads over 100 square meters, so thick and dense that no sunlight passes through. The entire tree glows purple in his vision. The system labels it a tall, small treehouse, purple grade, 3 floors, each floor 100 square meters. The lowest point of the canopy sits 10 meters off the ground. He can see out the windows, but nothing outside can see in. The third floor has a massive screen embedded in the wall, a cardboard box with 5 bottles of water and 5 bags of bread, and crafting options for stone tools and furniture. He grabs a dangling root, it wraps around his waist, and it rockets him straight up through a hole in the canopy into the first floor. The ride is so fast he nearly throws up. Meanwhile, across the jungle, thousands of other survivors planted their seeds in random barren soil within the first few hours because they had no way to tell the difference. Their treehouse are one-room shacks barely 3 meters off the ground, roughly the size of a college dorm. Some of them are sitting inside right now, eating their last bag of bread, afraid to step outside. Shin is standing in his 3-story penthouse, wrapped in a tree, looking out over a lake full of fish, surrounded by a kilometer of green and blue resources with 2 days of safety still remaining and the only pair of X-ray eyes in the entire region. He takes a bite of an apple and gets to work. This is the end of the first chapter of this story. If you're enjoying it so far, hit that like and subscribe. Grab yourself a snack and get comfortable because this survival world is just getting started. Now, let's get back into it. The treehouse comes with a screen that has 2 functions. Basic material crafting, which lets him make caveman tools out of sticks and rocks, and an area channel that opens on day 3, which is basically a group chat for all 10,000 survivors in his region. He crafts a stone axe, a stone pickaxe, and a stone shovel, hauls the materials up by grabbing a root and getting launched 3 stories into the air, and immediately starts clearing the trees beneath his treehouse so nothing can climb up to his windows. The crafting list also has a synthesis bench, the real prize. It requires 50 green grade wood and 50 green grade stone. Shin has a green wood everywhere around his lake. Green stone is a different story. He has exactly 0. On the morning of day 3, the area channel opens and nearly 10,000 survivors flood the chat at the same time. People are crying, people are screaming, people are begging for water. One guy says he planted his treehouse at the spawn point and has nothing but white-grade poplar trees in every direction. Another guy says he has been huddled in his 20 square meter shack for 2 days eating bread and is too scared to step outside. A dude who just turned 31 is complaining that if he had been born 2 days earlier, he would have missed the age cutoff entirely. Through all the noise, Shin spots a trade listing from a girl named Ri Bunki. She is offering green iron ore in exchange for blue-grade materials. He messages her immediately. She responds fast and sharp, barely using full sentences. He asks if she has blue-grade materials. She hesitates, then says yes. He offers her blue-grade red berries that grants 2 hours of night vision. She accepts instantly. Then she sends a video call request on day 3 to a stranger she has exchanged 4 messages with. Shin stares at the screen for a moment, shrugs, and accepts. A short-haired girl appears on screen. She has a sharp face, bright eyes, and the kind of energy that suggests she has not slept in 2 days but somehow doesn't care. She is wearing the same novice 2-piece everyone got, a t-shirt and shorts, and the first thing out of her mouth is a compliment about his voice. The second thing is a compliment about his face. She is a sophomore in college, lives next to a mine full of green and blue-grade stone and ore, and has almost no wood. Her treehouse is a small treehouse, blue-grade, 2 floors, 50 square meters each. She thinks this is impressive. Then she sees the room behind Shin. Her eyes go wide. The 100 square meter empty floor stretches out behind him, and she goes completely silent for 3 full seconds. When Shin casually mentions that he has 3 floors, the girl's face cycles through disbelief, jealousy, and something close to physical pain. She had just been bragging about her 2-story treehouse to the entire chat. Now she's looking at a guy whose single floor is bigger than her entire house. They start trading immediately. He sends her green wood, she sends him green stone and blue stone. He trades her blue-red berries for iron ore at a ratio of 1:20. She sends him a single blue stone for free up front so he can make a better axe faster, trusting a complete stranger not to scam her. When Shin asks if she always trusts people this easily, she tells him there is nothing he can do to her through a screen and that if he tries anything funny, she will just stop trading and find someone else. bare enough. Shin uses the blue stone to craft an improved stone axe. The original white axe needed 5 hits to chop a white tree and 10 hits for a green tree. This new axe chops a white tree in 1 swing and a green tree in 2, 5 times the efficiency. He clears every remaining tree under his treehouse in minutes, hauls the wood upstairs, and trades 60 green wood for 2 more blue stones from Bunky. She is decisive about trades but will argue about prices for 10 minutes if she thinks she is being ripped off. With the green stone she traded him, he builds the synthesis bench, then a furnace, then a grill, then a fireplace. He crafts furniture using blue-grade wood, a bed that promotes deep sleep, a chair that restores stamina, and a dining table that makes food taste better and boosts its effects by 50%. When he sits at the table and eats a blue or red berry, the night vision lasts 3 hours instead of 2. Meanwhile, Bunky builds her own furnace and grill with the materials he sends her. She mentions that she mined all day yesterday and her entire body aches. Her legs are trembling when she walks, but she went right back down to the mine today anyway because Shin told her to make the most of the last safe day, and she listened. She does not want to admit it, but this bonehead with the oversized treehouse is the only person in 10,000 who seems to know what he is doing. By the end of day 3, while most survivors in the area have not figured out how to make a stone axe, these two have a full supply chain running. He is her wood guy, she is his mineral girl. It tells her about the soil grade system he figured out, how higher soil grows higher plants, and how the treehouse seed scales with the quality of the dirt. She is genuinely impressed and jokingly asks if he has some kind of special power. Shin tells her he actually has full creator authority and can modify the world however he wants. She calls him a donkey and tells him to stop blowing his own horn. He is half telling the truth. That night, Shin lies on his blue-grade wooden bed. It creaks 0 times. The faint scent of the wood fills the room. Through the window, he can see the moonlight on lake and hear the wind rustling through his canopy. For the first time in 3 days, he feels something close to comfortable. Tomorrow, the newbie protection ends and everything in this jungle wakes up hungry. But tonight, in his purple-grade treehouse, with a full inventory, a trading partner who owns a mine, and a stomach full of grilled mushrooms that permanently boost intelligence, Shin closes his eyes and actually sleeps well. Before the protection period ends, Shin squeezes every last hour out of his remaining safe time, finds a second patch of blue fertile soil hidden under a blue-grade poplar tree deep in the resource area. He chops the tree down with his improved axe, digs out the stump, and hauls the fertile soil back to his treehouse. He plants an apple tree seed in it. In 5 days, it will grow blue-grade apples with unknown special effects. He also discovers blue-grade mushrooms that permanently increase intelligence by a tiny amount, and blue-grade oranges that give 1 full hour of mental energy with 0 crash. 1 orange is basically a full nap crammed into a fruit, a capitalist's dream snack. He eats every 20 blue mushrooms grilled on his blue-grade grill at his blue dining table. The table boosts food effects by 50%. The grill enhances raw ingredients. He is stacking buffs on top of buffs. He cannot feel the intelligence increase, but considering some of the smooth brains in the area channel still cannot figure out how to find water in a jungle full of streams, any boost is welcome. Then at midnight, the newbie protection ends. The system announces that the beasts held back for 3 days are now free, and tonight is a full beast riot. Survive it or die. The jungle immediately explodes with noise. Wolves howl. An owl with a wingspan wider than Shin is tall screams past his window so close that he nearly sends himself to the pearly gates from the shock alone. And from the center of his beautiful, peaceful lake, a giant python rises out of the water. Its body is 2 meters thick. Its head alone stretches 6 or 7 meters above the surface. Its dark eyes lock directly onto Shin's treehouse, and its scarlet forked tongue flicks in and out while it stares at him through the canopy. Shin backs away from the window and reminds himself that his treehouse is 10 meters off the ground, wrapped in a canopy so dense that nothing can see inside from the outside. He is fine. He is safe. His hands are only shaking a little. Most other survivors are not fine. The low, small tree houses are only 3 meters tall. Tigers can reach that height by stretching. Wolves surround some tree houses and scratch at the walls. A survivor named Kichoyo posts survival tips in the area channel telling everyone to shut up, stay away from the windows, and hide where they cannot be seen from the outside. His advice saves hundreds of lives. By morning, the population in Jungle Area 188 drops from roughly 10,000 to 8,140. Nearly 2,000 people are sent to meet the Lord in a single night. The system congratulates the survivors for passing the first beast riot and casually mentions that it could happen again at any time. Beneath Shin's treehouse, a black bear and 4 wolves tear each other apart during the riot. One wolf goes down, the other 3 eventually retreat, leaving the bear bloody, missing an eye, and hunched over its dinner. Shin looks at the map in his head, no other red dots nearby. The bear's back is turned, it is injured, distracted, and alone. Shin grabs his blue-grade stone spear, steps onto the exit disc, and the banyan roots wrap around his waist. He points the spear straight down and drops. 10 meters of free fall directly onto the back of the bear's skull. The spear punches clean through. The bear does not even get to scream, it just collapses on top of the wolf it was eating, and Shin hangs there by the roots, heart pounding, face covered in bear blood, adrenaline making his whole body shake. His first kill, a black bear, from the sky with a spear, something most people on Earth would never do in 10 lifetimes, and this bonehead pulled it off in his pajamas. He hauls both carcasses up to the first floor and carves them with a freshly crafted blue-grade boning knife. The knife is so sharp it practically does the work for him, and instructions on where to cut appear in his mind automatically. He gets a complete bear hide, a broken wolf hide, 200 kilograms of bear meat, 80 kilograms of wolf meat, bones, and 1 blue-grade bear paw. The paw's description says it permanently increases strength when cooked and eaten properly. He throws the bear paw on a grill, sits at the blue dining table, and eats until his face is covered in grease. The meat is rich and fatty and full of gelatin, and with a double buff from the grill and the table, the strength increase hits him hard. A warm current flows through his entire body. When he goes down to the lake to wash his greasy hands and hauls back a full basin of water, it feels weightless. 3 days ago, he could barely carry branches without getting tired. Now he is hauling 200 pounds of water up a tree without breathing hard. Then, he crafts the item he has been waiting for since day one, a backpack, 1 bear hide, 3 ropes twisted from lakeside reeds, and the synthesis bench spits out a compact green-grade bag with 10 slots and 80% weight reduction. He can finally carry things without using his shirt as a grocery bag. He also makes a second backpack from the broken wolf hide, a white-grade patched version with 5 slots and 50% weight reduction. He does not need it, but a certain mineral girl probably does. He calls Bunky and offers her the white backpack for 2 blue stones and 2 blue iron ore. She immediately complains that he is taking advantage of the situation. She argues, she negotiates, she points out that everyone will have beast hide soon and backpacks will be everywhere. Shin reminds her that the jungle exploration event starts tomorrow and she probably does not want to carry treasure chests with her bare hands. She goes quiet for exactly 2 seconds and then accepts the trade. He throws in a red berry and 5 kilograms of bear meat because he has 200 kilograms of the stuff and no way to eat it all before it goes bad. When the trade goes through, Bunky sees a notification that the bear meat is green-grade. She sends back one message, "You actually killed a bear." Shin does not answer. He is already grilling his dinner, feeding apple cores to a little brown animal sitting on his shoulder, and planning tomorrow's route on a map that only he can see. The system also unlocks weapon and armor crafting when the protection period ends. Shin builds a weapon and armor manufacturing table using green wood and iron blocks, and the first thing he does is craft a blue-grade stone spear. 1000 durability, can pierce the fur of wild beasts, can cut through purple-grade trees. He holds it in his hand and immediately feels less pathetic about his chances of surviving in a world where the local wildlife outweighs him by 100 kilograms. There is no armor available yet. Leather armor requires beast hide patterns he does not have. So for now, the most feared predator in this resource area is walking around in his novice shorts and t-shirt, carrying a spear that could punch through a tree, looking less like a warrior and more like a guy who got lost on his way to the beach and decided to commit violence. The night before the beast riot, a little red panda appeared in the bushes near his treehouse. It was not supposed to exist. Every land animal had been locked away by the newbie protection. Fish, shrimp, and bugs were the only things allowed to move, but this fluffy brown creature with white ears and a flat striped tail just crawled out of the bush grabbed a leg of Shin's shorts and started whimpering. He fed it a blue-grade red berry. It ate the berry, made a happy noise, and vanished back into the jungle. Now, after the beast riot, it comes back. Same routine, same bush, same sad little eyes begging for fruit. Shin picks it up by the scruff of its neck and holds it at eye level. The little creature does not struggle. It just tilts its head and stares at him with a confused expression of a puppy that got caught eating shoes. Shin offers you the deal. Follow him, live in his treehouse, get one blueberry a day. The little creature holds up 2 fingers with its tiny paw. Shin stares at the animal that is somehow bargaining with him and tells it the deal is 1 berry, room and board included. The creature thinks about it, climbs onto his shoulder, drapes its fat tail across his other shoulder, and closes its eyes. Deal accepted. He names it Coco. The little creature can understand human speech, nod, shake its head, and uses its paw to communicate. It cannot be detected by Shin's abilities. It does not show up on the map as a red dot. It does not follow the rules of the world. It is clearly not a normal animal. But it is also extremely cute and very warm on his shoulder, so Shin decides to worry about the implications later. That same night, while Shin is organizing his inventory, the system tries to unlock Creator Authority again. 7 failures, same song and dance, but the partial unlock this time grants him something incredible: Map Authority. A full map of the region appears in his mind. Areas he has visited are lit up in detail. Areas he has not visited are blacked out and scattered across the entire map in both lit and dark areas are red dots. Every red dot is a living beast. They move in real time. They can see exactly where every single animal is, how many there are, and which direction they are heading. A giant python in the lake shows up as a red dot so large it looks like a tiny sun. The wolves in the northwest hills are a cluster of smaller dots, and around his treehouse right now there is absolutely nothing. Combined with his item identification, Shin now has 2 of the most broken scouting abilities in this entire world. He can see every resource and every enemy. The only thing he is missing is the ability to actually fight, and even that gap is closing fast now that he has a blue spear and bear paw enhanced strength. He uses the map to scavenge safely after the beast riot. No beast corpses remain on the ground because the world cleaned them all up. The stingy system refusing to give out free loot, but he finds 4 shed owl feathers scattered in the dirt, green-grade crafting materials for stone arrows. He still cannot make a bow because he needs animal tendons, which he somehow failed to get when carving the bear. Whether the tendons only drop from certain animals or he just had bad luck, he does not know. Either way, he has no ranged weapon, which annoys him. The next morning, the system announces the first reward event, the Jungle Exploration Activity. 3 hidden treasure chests are scattered within a 3-kilometer radius of each person's treehouse: bronze, silver, and gold. They must be opened in order because each chest contains the key to the next one. The event lasts 33 hours, and here is the part that makes the area channel lose its collective mind. The bottom 50 survivors in total resource value acquired during the event will be permanently eliminated. People start panicking immediately. The chat floods with crying, begging, and several people offering to trade everything they own for a treasure chest location. One guy starts yelling about his dad being somebody important. Another guy says he will give all his belongings to whoever finds the chest for him. The energy in the channel is pure despair. Shin reads the announcement again carefully. The voice said the bottom 50 in resource value obtained during the activity. It did not say treasure chest resources. It did not say specific resources. It said total resource value. That means any resource gathered during the event counts. If someone picks up a single blue-grade berry, their resource value is already higher than someone who picked up 50 white-grade sticks. He is almost certain that gathering even 1 blue material puts a person safely above the bottom 50 because most survivors in the area do not even know what blue-grade resources look like. He video calls Bunky and tells her this. He tells her to go collect some blue materials before even thinking about chests. She listens. He sends her 2 blue grape oranges, 1 hour of full mental energy, no crash, perfect for pulling an all-nighter, and tells her to use them tonight if the situation is safe. Bunky tries to refuse the gift, sees the description, and immediately clicks accept. She promises to pay him back after the event. He tells her to focus on not dying. Shin heads out to harvest the remaining 70+ blue oranges from the tree in his resource area. Between these and everything else he has already gathered, his resource value is so high that even if the bottom 50 expanded to the bottom 500, he would still be safe. He checks his map one final time. No red dots in his area. Coco is sitting on his shoulder, chewing on an apple core. He adjusts his blue spear, checks his 10-slot backpack, and walks toward the edge of the map where everything is still black. The area channel is in full meltdown mode. 8,000 people screaming into a group chat about treasure chests, elimination, and the general unfairness of being isekai'd into a jungle where even the reward events try to delete you. One guy is offering to become someone's personal house husband in exchange for a chest location. Another guy, whose dad is apparently somebody important, keeps repeating his father's name as if the jungle cares about nepotism. The energy is pure panic, and Shin closes the channel before the stupidity starts leaking into his brain. He already knows he is safe from elimination. Between the 70+ blue oranges he just harvested, his stockpile of blueberries, blue mushrooms, blue wood, and blue stone, his total resource value is so high that even if the bottom 500 got eliminated instead of 50, it would still be fine. But the treasure chests are a different story. The announcement said they contain limited resources that cannot be obtained anywhere else. That means exclusive upgrades, possibly for the treehouse or for himself. He's not going to leave those on the table. Shin stands at the edge of his resource area and looks outward. His item identification ability has a range of about 1 kilometer. Inside the resource area, the ground glows green and blue everywhere. Outside a border, the world drops to white. The shift is so obvious that there is a visible dividing line where the greens end and the whites begin. Beyond that line, resources are garbage, beasts are scattered, and the terrain stretches for kilometers in every direction. The treasure chests could be anywhere within a 3-kilometer radius of his treehouse. His resource area only covers about 1 kilometer of that. The remaining 2 kilometers are uncharted territory filled with who knows what. He pulls up his map. Red dots are clustered in the northwest hills far outside his search radius. A few smaller dots are scattered in the dark areas to the south and east. Nothing close, nothing between him and the border. He eats a blue-orange for energy, pops a blue-red berry for night vision in case things run late, and starts walking. Coco sits on his shoulder, tail wrapped around his neck, chewing on a piece of apple. The little creature has not shown any special abilities beyond ignoring every rule the world tries to enforce and being extremely cute. Shin is still not sure what it actually is, but having a warm, fluffy animal on his shoulder while walking through a potentially dangerous jungle is weirdly comforting. It is the closest thing to a companion he has in this world. Unless you count Bunky, who is currently somewhere near her mine, probably yelling at rocks. He crosses the border of his resource area and enters the white zone. Everything here is dim. White-grade trees, white-grade soil, white-grade everything. No blue glow, no green glow. Just an endless stretch of ordinary jungle that most survivors in this world call home. Feels a pang of sympathy for the thousands of people who planted their tree houses out here and have been scraping by on white-grade sticks and stream water for 4 days. Then he remembers that sympathy does not find treasure chests and keeps walking. After about 40 minutes, something catches his eye, a faint green shimmer about 800 meters ahead, partially hidden behind a cluster of trees. It is not a plant glow or a soil glow, it is sharper, more concentrated, pulsing slightly, nothing he has seen before. He picks up his pace. As he gets closer, the source reveals itself. Sitting in a small clearing between 3 large boulders is a bronze-colored chest about the size of a suitcase. It is glowing green in his vision, and the moment he activates item identification, a description appears. Bronze treasure chest, green grade. Contains limited resources for the jungle exploration activity. Requires no key to open. Shin scans the area, no red dots on his map, no beasts guarding it, no traps visible. A chest is just sitting there between 3 rocks waiting to be found. Without his ability, a normal person would need to stumble directly into this clearing to spot it. The chest blends in with the forest floor and the boulders block the view from every direction except straight ahead. He opens it. Inside he finds a bronze key, a small pouch of salt, actual salt, the first seasoning available in this entire world, a bundle of rope, and a rolled up piece of leather with markings on it. The letter turns out to be a basic map fragment showing the approximate location of the silver chest. It is marked roughly 2 kilometers northeast of his current position, deeper into the uncharted territory. The salt alone makes this worth the trip. Shin has been eating unseasoned bear meat and plain grilled mushrooms for days. The fact that salt is a limited event resource means most survivors will never get any unless they trade for it. He tucks everything into his backpack and checks the map fragment. The silver chest location is far, but the route passes through an area with very few red dots. He starts moving northeast. Coco perks up on his shoulder, ears twitching, scanning the forest with far more alertness than before. The little creature has been lazy and sleepy all morning, but now its eyes are wide open and its tail has stopped swinging. Shin notices this and tightens his grip on his spear. The jungle gets thicker the further he walks from the resource area. The canopy blocks most of the sunlight, and the undergrowth gabs at his ankles with every step. He checks the map constantly. 2 red dots appear about 500 meters to his left. Moving slowly away from him, he adjusts his path and keeps a wide gap between himself and anything that shows up red. After another hour of walking, he spots it. A silver shimmer through the trees, brighter than the bronze one, pulsing with a faint blue light. The silver chest is sitting on top of a flat rock in a small gap between the trees. He approaches carefully, checks the map one more time, no red dots within 500 meters, and uses the bronze key to unlock it. Inside the silver chest, he finds a gold key, a bundle of beast hide strips for crafting leather armor, 3 iron arrowheads, and a small glass bottle filled with amber liquid. The bottle's description reads, "Stamina potion, blue-gray. Drinking it instantly restores full stamina and removes all physical fatigue." Shin pockets everything and pulls out the gold key. There is no map fragment this time, no hint for the gold chest's location. He is going to have to find it himself within his 3-kilometer radius, and he has about 20 hours left. He looks at Coco. Coco looks back at him with his round little eyes, ears twitching in a direction Shin has not explored yet, further to the northeast. Shin stares at the creature for a moment, then starts walking in the direction its ears are pointing. The little freeloader might actually be useful at all. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and comment Coco Best Girl if you want the next part of this series. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.